Thank you to the Maroon and White Marching Band for that outstanding fight song. Good afternoon. I am Brian Howard, the Assistant AD for Athletic Communications. Today is a glorious day on the Hill. I would like to welcome everyone to the AAMU Event Center for today's introductory press conference as we welcome our new head men's basketball coach, the 11th in program history and 6th since joining Division I. Just a few housekeeping items. Members of the media will have the opportunity to conduct one-on-one interviews following the conclusion of this press conference. The format of this press conference will be the introduction of the University President, Dr. Daniel K. Wims, who will bring remarks, followed by the Director of Athletics, Dr. Paul A. Bryant, with remarks and introduction of our next head men's basketball coach, Donte Jackson. At this time, I will turn the microphone over to our 12th president of Alabama A&M University, Dr. Daniel K. Wims.
Thank you, Mr. Howard. How's everybody this afternoon? Oh, Lord. How's everybody this afternoon? All right, that sounds a little better. To His Honor, the Mayor, all of our esteemed and illustrious guests, the Bulldog family, all Normalites that are here, and most importantly, our scholars. Please give them a warm round of applause for being here this afternoon. Unlike Mr. Howard, I don't have a prepared statement, and you know, that can be kind of dangerous to me about when I don't have notes, because they never know what I might say. But this is another wonderful day on our illustrious hill as we move into the next chapter of our athletic endeavors to try to produce not only just a winning culture, but a department that is par excellence beyond any. And I think we have the right athletic director to continue to guide us in that direction. I think our alums and our supporters are certainly doing a great job. Our students are fully engaged. And now all we need to do is just win a few more games, right? Now, to do that, we need good scholar athletes, but we also need good management, as in coaching. And so you all know I am a Black college loyalist. I believe in us and who we are, and I believe that we are the best for us in many occasions. And sometimes we have to be very deliberate in how we go about that business. I want to introduce the coach. That's the athletic director's job, and he needs to do some work to earn that big salary that he makes. But this young man is somebody that we've been watching for many years. When he was in the Southern Intercollegiate Athletic Conference at Stillman College, I'm an SIAC guy myself, and as you know, Alabama Agricultural and Mechanical University at one time was in the SIAC, and I watched him at Stillman, and he did a great job. Then he went to one of our nemesis, Grambling. And he did a great job, winning a couple of regular season titles and then winning SWAC championship, and he beat us several times. And now he has the opportunity to take it to another level. He's a graduate of Central State, a HBCU that I'm seriously familiar with, and another 1890 land grant for those of you who did not know. And this is just a great place for him to be. He and his family, his wonderful wife, and you know we're very family oriented. I just will tell her to be careful where you sit at the games. And so thank you so much for being here. Thank you to this wonderful, great coach for joining us. And now to formally introduce your new coach, our athletic director, the best athletic director in HBCUs, Dr. Paul Bryant.
Thank you, President. Thank you, sir. You heard it. Got him. Good Bulldog afternoon, everybody. That's a good Bulldog afternoon, everybody. Yes, it's a great day here today. But before I start, please join me in saying, not singing, saying happy birthday to our own Mr. Brian Howard. Happy birthday. So, this process was a focused national search. We had to make sure that we got the best candidate that fits Alabama A&M University. I think we did. And I definitely want to thank the search committee for working over the weekends and at night to solidify this process. We had coaches from elementary schools, again, some who had never coached before, all the way up until NBA coaches, or those who have coached in the NBA. So I knew that this was a place of destination. This process was very short, but again, focused, and I think we got the right fit. Donte's history, you heard it a little bit from the president. He played at Central State in the great state of Ohio. He went from a player to assistant coach at Central State, and then he became the head coach. He was one of the youngest head coaches in the country. He actually played against me when I was coaching in the great state, and I saw the leadership qualities that he had. He was hired on at Stillman College and then hired on at Grambling State. Now, again, I say the perfect fit is at Alabama A&M. While at Grambling, he beat some Power 4 schools. He beat Georgia Tech, Colorado, and Vanderbilt. Those are schools that actually paid them to come and play. And they walked away with a check and a win. He is a relentless recruiter. He's an outstanding coach, but more importantly, he's an outstanding man. He's an outstanding father and a husband. Please join me in welcoming our next head coach, Coach Donte Jackson. Take a picture. Here's a hat. Yes, sir. And, and then we're going to step here and take a picture. President, can we get you, please? President on one side. Yeah.
There we go. Come on, Prez. You gotta come on in. So. Here we go. There we go. I smell good now, Prez. I'm always with it.
Get one in the middle.
Wow. What a day, y'all. I just want to be honest, what a day. Thank you for everybody that came out. I appreciate it. But first, I want to thank God for waking me up today. Because without him, none of this is possible. Thank you to President Williams. Thank you for the opportunity to lead this program, sir. Please understand, I don't take this lightly. I look forward to spending a lot of time with you and just seeing your vision so I can duplicate it and we can take this to the next level. And more importantly, administration matters. Thank you to my new boss again. Third time's the charm. For people that don't know, he hired me at Stillman, he hired me at Grambling, and now he done brought me to the Hill. Mr. Bryan has been a pivotal person. Dr. Bryan has been a pivotal person in my life, just for me as my development as a person, as a man, as a coach, as a mentor. He has been very pivotal to me just being a leader. And in life, we all need that one person that believe in you, that give you a chance to show your talents and show what you can do. And he's been that one believer for me. Thank you to the search committee. I know you guys had a lot on your plate, especially going through a college basketball search. I can only believe how many applications kept coming in. I've been there before. It's nothing like people calling you who ain't called you asking for a favor. Can we get this guy? Can we get that guy? But I just wanted to say thank you for your time, because I know your phone was ringing off the hook. Thank you to my wife, my kids, and my family. Thank you for being my biggest supporter. Thank you for being my biggest fan. For people that don't know, I ain't left my wife nowhere. She been on the road, and I think she the real Coach Jackson. We done went from Dayton, Ohio together to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, to Grambling, Louisiana. Now we're here at the Hill in Huntsville. Thank you to all the fans, supporters, alums, stakeholders of Bulldog Nation that's sitting in the crowd and that's watching online today. Just know, in order to produce a winner on the court, we need you in these stands. We need your support. We need to make this the toughest place to play in the country. Every fan matters. Lastly, thank you, Grambling State University, administration, fans, alums, former players, former coaches. It's been a memorable 8 years. We accomplished a lot of special moments together, and we received a lot of recognition during our time. Grambling will always hold a special place for me in my heart. Okay, let's address the elephant in the room now. Why am I coming to the Hill? We, as in my wife and myself, needed a change of scenery. After a lot of deep, thoughtful discussions, tough conversations, we decided to hit the reset button. We needed the opportunity to refocus for our purpose, refocus to build a brand new program into a championship contender. And we just needed a change of scenery sometime. Now, that's what I do. I'm a program builder. It's time to turn this program into one of the best programs in the SWAC. The state, the region, the nation. It's time to build something that Bulldog Nation can be proud of, and it's time to build a winner, a championship level program that will compete for championships every single year. One thing for sure, I know I can do it. And as one rapper said back in the day, if you don't believe me, just watch. First thing, we are going to recruit, and recruit. We are going to recruit the 256, the 205, the 334, the 251. We are going to recruit the region. We're going to recruit the nation. We are going after the best players that fit with us institutionally and athletically. Recruiting is our lifeline. Recruiting is the lifeline to any great athletic program. Secondly, we're going to have discipline on the court and off the court. We will make sure our program has structure and guidelines to promote success in the classroom and on the court. We are serious about that classroom. Majority of the time, I deal with 90% of African American men. and my graduation rate is 95%. Lastly, our coaching staff don't coach their butts off. We gonna build and nurture positive relationships into our student athletes. We are gonna make sure we take those positive relationships and be able to push these guys to limits that they didn't know that they could reach. Because once you build that positive relationship and they know that you care about them more than a player, but more you care about them more as a person, they are willing to go further and further for you. Now, I'm not gonna stand up here and do a whole lot of talking. I just want the future Bulldogs to know we looking for them. And with that being said, come be a dog. Again, thank you for this opportunity, President Williams, Dr. Bryant, and always, go Bulldogs.
Thank you, Coach Jackson. Also, I look forward to working with you yet again. At this time, I want to bring back up Dr. President Wims for some more remarks.
What are you trying to say, AD? He was what?
Three-time Coach of the Year.
Three-time Coach of the Year.
Two-time Ben Jobe National Coach of the Year.
Two-time Ben Jobe National Coach of the Year.
I forgot what else. I got a list of awards.
You know, both of y'all having a senior moment over there. But listen, in conclusion, we'd like to first, any members of the Search and Selection Committee, if you're here, would you please stand and be recognized? I would like to thank them formally. We will treat you to a fried chicken Tuesday lunch. We had a very short focus search because, as you know, this is the NC2A tournament time, and everybody's looking for coaches, and students are already in the transfer portal, so we had to move very, very fast. And so we had a compilation of staff members from the athletic department and from academic affairs to go through dozens of applications that were hitting even before our last coach resigned. And so they did a yeoman's job to narrow it down to 4 or 5 finalists and then interviewed those finalists and picked a preferred candidate, which they had to send to me, and I had to say, okay. Not that that would have been a challenge for this young man, because I'm very impressed. He submitted himself to the application process. And those of you who know SWAC basketball know that he signed an extension last year at Grambling after he won the conference and then won a game in the NC2A tournament. And if you were watching, you remember Vice President Harris called him. And we were so very, very proud of how he comported himself in his very folksy way. And like I said, I've watched him and admired his work. But more importantly, I think now with our ladies basketball coach, who's with us now, who won 21 games this season, give her a round of applause. She too is a SWAC product, and with our new football coach, who's also came to us from the SIAC. Coach Shade is here. Raise your hand, Coach. These 3 personalities should work together to build the best department in the Southwestern Athletic Conference. Give all 3 of them a warm round of applause for all the work that they're doing. So I'm very, very happy for this young man because last year and this year he had several offers from non-HBCUs. And I know one former offer that he got in a contract form from Detroit Mercy that was quite substantial, and he turned them down and said, I want to stay in the Southwest Athletic Conference. So I'm very happy that you did, happy that you're here. You have our full support. And as we always say, service is, start here, go. Let's go. Thank y'all.
Thank you, President Wims, for those remarks. At this time, this concludes our press conference. For members of the media wishing to interview Coach Jackson, you will do so to my right, that is your left, right here on the side. Thank you again for coming out to today's press conference. And as always, go Bulldogs!
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You know I wasn't gonna let that slide.